sure that Lowe's would be more than happy to have a conversation with me when she got back. But apparently, I think they might have got lost at sea. So everybody pray that Lois and her husband are found. Call the Coast Guard. Do whatever you have to do. We need to bring them back into shore. Okay, we need to bring them back into shore because they've been missing now for shoot like what 20 hours, and that's pretty scary. 20 hours lost at sea is a long time. I don't know. Maybe the river that they live by. Maybe the boat sank, and they might be at the bottom of the river. And we're going to have to dig through sludge and stuff like that to find them. But we got to call the Coast Guard. We got to do something to find Lois and her husband because apparently they're lost on that boat. So everybody say prayers. I will try to do a space again in a little bit um, when people are wanting to actually talk because I'm not going to sit here and talk to myself forever. I know it's probably around dinner time for a lot of people. 5 to 7, 6 to 8. You never know. But yeah, let's just send some prayers out for Los, and her husband lost at sea.
Oh, hold on, hold on. I'm sorry. I was doing like I had to go. Like I had, I had old lady stuff to do. No, just kidding. Um, what? Oh, um, no. Karen's been working all day, so give her a minute. I sent her a message. I haven't heard back from her. What was going on with your calendar there? I kept sending you a message and kept saying fail, 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 fail. It was like so weird.
I don't know. I did
Yeah,
get your message, but instead of
finally,
like,
yeah,
I
yeah,
got
yeah,
yours
yeah,
and I
yeah,
got Joanne's,
yeah.
but I was like, instead of responding, I was just going to do a space anyhow. I figured I'd just talk to you guys. But
Yeah.
no, I wanted to tell you, you can pass it on to Karen. So, where I live, it's like a really remote area.
Uh-huh.
And when I order stuff from like anything that has to get ordered to my door, like
Right.
Amazon or anything, I send it all to my work. And I don't DoorDash, I don't do any of that stuff because they can never find my freaking house. Now, you're going to think it's funny, but one street over has the exact same address as me, but
Oh,
it's a different township. One street over.
oh,
So
oh.
it's a bed and breakfast. So they always take stuff over there and drop it off, and I can't ever find it. So I always have stuff sent either to my sisters or my ex daughter, my son's ex, or to my work. So if it doesn't come in actually my mailbox, I don't
Right.
get crap.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
ridiculous, but I
Well,
appreciate her. I really appreciate her
well, yeah,
wanting
because
to.
yeah, she really wants to do this. So, figure out the address and what time you're at work then tomorrow. Just like
Well, I don't
yeah.
work tomorrow.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm off for my birthday. My boss gave me
Oh.
the day off. So,
Oh. Okay. All right. Well. Okay. Figure out something. Okay, for her to do that then.
yeah. But no, it was sweet.
Yeah.
Very, very nice.
Could
Yeah, I was like, to
she
explain it all in a message would have been so
yeah,
long. And,
yeah,
it's like, I'm just going to tell them, how it is. But
yeah.
yeah,
Maybe the place closest to you, you could give her that information and she could just order it and you could pick it up. Because, everybody does pickups too. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah,
Would
I
be
mean, we could
fine.
probably do something like that.
Yeah, the store closest to you. Because she'll do it through Instacart. Yeah. And then, oh, shoot, no. Okay. I mean, yeah, okay. We'll figure it out. Okay. We just need to figure out the store,
Yep.
you know.
Nope. We could do that.
Yeah. Maybe like, okay. Okay.
Is Pat still
Something.
alive? Or did
Oh,
Losin? Los go
They
live.
were live earlier today. I was live earlier today because, they really seem to want to talk to us. But, oops, okay. Oh, there. Okay, my AirPod. Yeah, right. My AirPod died. But they didn't seem, well, they're not very cordial because one of them has me blocked now. So that's like okay. So I can't get in. And
Oh, who blocked you?
Beauty did. Yeah. And really, you know
Oh,
what? This is a funny story. I know that she has fibromyalgia, and I've had it for so many years, and I was always sending because she didn't. I couldn't message her. So I was sending messages and stuff to Lowe's about things that have helped me in the past, things, and everything. And I've really given her, probably because I know that she has it and I lived with it and she's at that age. I've really given her a lot more leadway than I would most people, you know? That yeah. And huh, they're a little yeah, because I know what it's like to live with chronic pain every day, right? And I know that it gets to a point that you just can't handle that pain. I mean, you handle the pain and yeah, you lose, your temperament gets bad. Oh my gosh. I mean, um, I used to have to really draw myself in, reel myself in. Um, because some days are worse than other days, no doubt about it, you know? And I had to find some therapies that worked to keep me from that all of the time. And there are some. So it was like, okay. And I thought that giving her that extra leeway because I know she's in a lot of pain and I know that her nervous system is dealing with that, sending it to her brain and your brain gets tired and your body hurts and your people unless you have chronic pain for years, people really do not understand. We learn to focus and learn to refocus and try to not let the pain take over. And you can tolerate the pain, but it gets bad. It really does. And, especially later in the evening, um, most fibro people they don't get REM, near enough REM sleep time. And ugh, everything just builds up by the time the day comes. And stress is the worst enemy. And that's why I, I mean, I'm trying to be gentle here, but
you
you
know what's
know,
really weird though, Pam, is that this
uh
one woman that I work with,
huh,
she's 64 years old and she's got fibromyalgia,
uh
and
huh.
she also had something else where she can't eat anything with gluten in it.
Oh yeah,
And she is, I mean, it's so she works two jobs,
yeah.
and
Well, yeah,
the the pain that I have in my spine from when I got ran over by that car at 27, I literally cannot work more than 34, 35 hours a week. And even when I do, it's like I have like the CAT scan that they did on my spine was bad, really bad. And now my hips are getting affected by it. And
yeah,
it's like I'm younger than her and I don't know how she does it. I
yeah,
don't know how she does it because I'm a tough cookie. I mean,
yeah,
I can take, I don't even take pain pills.
yeah.
I just deal with it.
Right. But a lot of
But I don't know
people,
how she
I
does
mean,
it.
especially if she's suffered for years, she's learned how to deal with it. But unfortunately, I don't think that Beauty's that old. I think I don't want to, maybe late 30s, early 40s.
No, no, no. Beauty's in her 50s. She's not far
Really?
from me. Yeah, she's 50. I think she's 56 or 57.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think
Yeah.
that. No,
No,
no.
she admits how old she is.
Really?
I know she's in her
Oh,
50s, later 50s. So,
really? I didn't realize
yeah,
that.
she admits it.
Oh, wow.
There's no reason to be ashamed of it. I mean,
No, I didn't realize that. But yeah, it's rough.
Hype
It's
Loves
hard.
is in her 30s.
It's hard. It's really hard. Um, but you have to redirect focus. And I know for me, it was the hardest part of the day was dinner time. I mean, all day my body's been dealing with it. And it gets to dinner time, and you just look at that kitchen and go, huh, okay. And there aren't that many days when it's intolerable. You know what I'm saying? But you have to learn how to deal with it. And you can't just keep complaining about it. There are a lot of mind games
Oh yeah, I mean,
and things you
there's
do.
days I'm at work. There's days I'm at work or even at home just doing the dishes, and
Yeah,
the pain in my spine is so bad. My
yeah,
legs are shaking, and I'm like actually almost profusely sweating
yeah,
because I'm in so much pain. But it's like I laugh at it. I'm like, you know what,
yeah,
bitch, you're not gonna take me out.
yeah,
I've been dealing
exactly.
with this for 40
Hmm.
years, almost 40 years.
Yeah,
You're not gonna do this
yeah.
to me.
I think I was diagnosed much later than when I actually started with it, you know? And, but what really triggered it to come to the surface and get worse was when I got the valley fever. And my doctor said, you know, I mean, this was probably like year two, you should go to a support group for people with fibro. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, so I went into that stupid support group, and let me tell you, three people were in wheelchairs, and the rest of them had, I mean, not the rest of them, but some of them had walkers, some of them had canes, and I was, what was I? Gosh, I was still young, like 43, 44, and I was like, oh, hell no, I'm not doing this, and they were so depressing. They had MRIs done. They had whole these little spots in their brains, and they brought in their X-rays, and I was like, okay, I don't think this is working for me. These people are really supporting me. I don't need this kind of support. And maybe the lesson learned was there are people that really let this eat them up. And I was like, I'm not going in a
Yeah, I mean,
wheelchair.
you cannot. Hold on.
Wow. I was just like, no, I'm not getting in a wheelchair. This isn't happening to me.
I'm so sick and tired of these motorcycles. I cannot wait to move. Um, it's Sunday, unfortunately, and the
Oh, they're all at
places
the
around
lake.
here
Yeah.
are packed. Yeah, they're packed. Um, but no, I was going to say you cannot you can't give yourself a pity party. You can't feel sorry for yourself.
Yeah.
You have to put your shoulders back and say, hey,
Yeah.
you know what? I got this. It doesn't have me.
Gosh, my kids were young. They were still young when I got the valley fever, and I already had, the autoimmune from, the time I was two. So the fibro became like a secondary of that, but it was the primary because it just inflamed. And then I had, the Epstein Barr, the chronic mono. I mean, see, that's what Cher had. And she was, she didn't perform for about 5 years when she got diagnosed. And it's hard. It's really hard, but you got to pull it together and you got to do it, you know? Um, you just can't, you can't let these things take over. And I see a lot of, and you know, I was hoping I could actually, that was what I really wanted to do, but the occasion never, you know, presented itself. I really wanted to talk to Beauty, you know, about it and
Yeah.
see where she was, you know, how long has it been since you were, you know, actually diagnosed? Because sometimes you don't even know that you're suffering. And she probably has others too, other things that are occurring. And, yeah, you know, so I gave her a lot of leadway. I mean,
But
you know, I'd say to
you know
people,
what,
well, let her go. You know, her body's cranky. She's cranky. Her
yeah,
body's
but
but
I don't think that people should use their physical ailments
well,
for a
I just
reason to
think that
communicate.
she needs to probably remove herself when she is really, really in a flare up. And she needs to start calculating her stress because I know this. I mean, I learned this early on. Something that happens today, sorry, the storm's coming in. Um, I know that what stress I have today, depending upon how it affects me or how I let it affect me, 2 weeks from now, my body, I'm going to flare. I mean, it just comes. It's just part of the, the system with
Yeah,
some of
and
this
when you're
chronic stuff.
angry, if you're
Yeah.
angry and screaming and yelling like she is all the time, you're going to constantly be in a flare up.
Oh
I mean,
yeah, she's really on the bad side of it. She's got to find a way to find something and focus on that, get away from the pain, focus on something, and just leave it, you know, for at least a half hour and relax those nerves and everything else. And, you know, and I even sent that to Lowe's. I've had so much. I started, well, it's not, that's not what it is, but I started getting like restless leg syndrome. I'd had bouts of it off and on over the years. You know, maybe once in a while I'd get into bed and my legs would twitch, you know, or I'd be like almost asleep when my muscles were all relaxing and boom, you know, one of them would twitch and it would wake you up. Um, I learned early from a holistic doctor a sequence of events to go to sleep to try to get into that REM, that REM sleeping earlier, you know, and so, I mean, just little things that you can practice, little things that you can do, and it really does help that next day, you know. But I sent that to Lowe's about the B12 and that I do it every 3 days because it can be even, you know, you can't get too much B12, but most fibro people are lacking B12. And
One thing that my doctor told me that even while I was going through physical therapy for a while, but they said they tell the people with fibromyalgia, just like they tell people with spinal disorders, stretching. You have to
mhm,
spend at least 15 to 20 minutes a day on your own
yeah.
and stretch.
Well, my
You got to
problem with that
stretch.
was they said exercise is really good. The more you exercise, the better you're going to
It
feel.
hurts, but you got to do
Well,
it.
that would have been great, except that a couple of my other chronic things react worse with exercise. So I was at, you know, the rock and the hard place. That if I did a lot of exercising, it would create problems for the others, you know. But I'm not one of those people that sits around all day. You know what I mean? I still don't. At 73, I'm still up all day long going, doing, going, you know. I don't just sit all day long. I can't because then the muscles all tighten up. And then when you get older, you know, it's even worse. But yeah, so I was, you know, I really wanted to sit down. I mean, I sat I'm trying to help. I mean, I'm not being bad. I'm not, or anything. But she got angry over something. But I mean, and she's one of those people that everybody says, when isn't she angry? And that's really hard to see. It's really hard to see when she's not. I hope she has a lot more laughter and happiness in her real life than what she displays here, you know, because it's really taking its toll on her, and she needs to, um, if nothing else, she really needs to get into
Well,
that REM sleep.
look at what she did last night. All because
Hmm.
I told her last night. I said
Yeah,
the information that Super Stupid gave you is not correct. You guys don't know how to read things.
yeah,
This and that about court documents. Are you calling me a liar? I said no. I think you're misinformed. And she kept going on, kept saying, "You're calling me a liar." I said, "No, I'm saying
hmm,
you're misinformed. You don't understand
hmm,
the documents." So the last thing she did was, "Okay, I'm going to attack you and your kid tomorrow or whenever I can. I'm going to put out his name. I'm going to put out everything this time." It's like,
yeah,
bitch, go ahead. Y'all have already done it.
right.
You've already done it. I
I
don't
know.
care.
And today they let Jeff put out Stephen's mom's phone number. I don't understand this.
They let Jeff put out Steven's mom's phone number
Yeah.
public.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And why do people continue to go in their space? Everybody is
Um,
saying cancel Don Laud because they said Don Laud was a doxer. Don Laud does this. Don
yeah.
Laud does that. They're doing worse than Don Laud
Oh
ever
yeah.
did.
Yeah. Yeah,
So a bunch of hypocrites.
that shouldn't happen, and he's been given free reign over there to do whatever he wants. And then Geo, like, then he tried it again, and Geo's like, oh no, no doxing in here, but it's already been done. So what's the point? You sat right there, you heard him do it. Then you're trying to cover yourself up and say, oh no, you can't do that, Jeff. You can't be putting it out. Yeah. It's sad, the game they're playing. And I think that it's going to, it should be reflecting really bad. I've tried to stay out of it. Let them do their thing. If people want to go in there and sit there and take the information from
I just
doxers,
got a
that's fine.
DM saying that Super Stupid lost another account.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I changed
He's
it.
lost two in 2 weeks, they
Well,
said.
yeah, because people are tired, and I think that there's a very large faction that's reporting everything that he's doing. Um, and a lot of these people are losing accounts, so maybe they should calm themselves down. See, Lynn lost hers, Judy lost hers. Um, in between, Super Yeti's lost two. Yeah, other people are going to lose. I mean, it just, it is what it is. But anyway, I was kind of sad that she never really wanted to sit down and have a conversation with me. I also have links. There's a couple people here on Twitter that I've found in the fibro, and they put out really good information all of the time. But um, I I don't know where her anger is stemming from. You know, I'm sure she's angry because she's in pain. That's a natural reaction. That's going to be okay. That's going to be a trigger point. But she just, I really wanted to help her through that. I really did, Gretel. I thought, if maybe the sleep stuff would help you. That I was given how to relax your body, how to get through this. Maybe the B12 every 3 to 4 days. Maybe change up a few things in your own life. Maybe find that 30 minutes when you can just go into a room, look at a stone, examine the stone. They gave me an acorn. They gave me an acorn. And keep examining that to where you're focusing and your nervous system isn't really attacking your brain, because now your brain is having to function focusing on something else. And so it's like, yeah. Um, but I
Hi,
mean,
Philip. I'm listening. I just want to say hi to
No,
Philip.
no. Oh, yeah. Hi, Philip.
Philip's a
Yeah.
sweetheart. Have you
Yeah.
talked to Philip ever, PM?
Oh,
He's a
yeah.
sweetie.
Yeah, a lot of times. Yeah, he always comes in my spaces. He's in and out. Yeah. Yeah, nice guy. But, I mean, you can help people. And a lot of things you've learned over the years, different doctors, different things. I know that I hated doctors. I mean, it got to the point I was seeing so many doctors all the time, and it just got to the point where I didn't feel like they were. Um, I only had one rheumatologist that I really felt was getting it, and she gave me a lot of things. But there's no drug that's going to cure it. There's, you have to learn how to do it on your own, and a lot of these damn doctors, they think they're God, and they think they're going to cure you. And they're going to cure you. There's nothing to cure here. It's just learning to tolerate it. I mean, they shot me with so many different drugs and different things, gave me this and gave me that. Yeah, it's not helping. It really isn't. And I think that I do know that alcohol was one of the worst things that I did to myself when when I was still drinking. Um, yeah, it takes away a little bit of that pain, but that doesn't last forever, and it can really do a lot more damage to your liver and everything because of what you're going through with everything else. So I don't know. I mean, she doesn't seem to be open to having to talking. I mean, it's just anger right now, and I hope that she learns to treat that properly, and she can just find a happy place, a place where she can focus, get away from this pain.
Well, I mean, I admit that I'm wrong for drinking beer at night, but the reason I do is it's the only way I can go to sleep. I mean, I could take
Yeah.
sleeping pills. I could take. I saw my mom. She was prescribed so many sleeping pills in the last 10 years before she got dementia.
Yeah.
And it was like she started having hallucinations and this and that. And then
Yeah.
they finally said that a lot of the sleeping stuff they were giving her, what the hell? It was like two big names. One started with an L, and I think one started with an A. I can't remember the names of them, but she was talking one day about two little children came into the house and
Oh,
they
jeez.
were telling her something. It was the weirdest freaking thing, and we were like, "What the hell's going on?"
Yeah.
But all the doctors, even my daughter-in-law, who's a neurologist, she said that a lot of these sleeping pills and medications that they give you
Mm-hmm.
can cause dementia. Do you know that
Mm-hmm.
even antidepressants and things like that
Yeah.
can end up causing
Yeah.
dementia and Alzheimer's?
Uh-huh.
And it's like, I think I'd just rather die of liver failure than lose my
Yeah.
mind.
Well, I know that, and then she said that wasn't true, but I know that she said that, she's taking Prozac and that's like the worst thing. Okay, because let me tell you about those drugs, okay? What they're doing, they had me on a medication. I was on it for 5 years along, and then for 2 years in that 5 year period, I was taking low dose steroids to try and relieve the pain. And what that Prozac and the others are doing is they're telling your brain, right, that you're not in pain. They're just tricking your brain into thinking it's not feeling the pain. And that works. Okay, that works a little bit. But what it's doing is eventually it'll do more damage. And after 5 years of using a low dose, I realized this is the end of this road, okay? Because I would, it wasn't addictive, except it was addictive. You know what I mean? I think you can get addicted to anything, personally, but I was like, no, this road isn't working for me anymore. And I know that in that 5 year period, I wasn't making the best decisions. It was shutting off my subconscious, my conscious, and my subconscious would be like, no, 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 yeah, we can do this, And I know a lot of them get people to, because they'll say, a lot of people commit suicide when they're on them and different things. So it's, that I would wean myself off. I mean, it's, yeah, I mean, you can get.
Yeah, when my pain first
I'll
started,
be right
and
back.
I was in,
I'm listening now. Okay, I'll be right back.
but when I was in pain, early pain in my 30s and 40s, and learning how to live with it, you would not believe how many times I just wanted to die. I mean, it was like I thought to myself, and then I had doctors telling me, "Oh, you're going to be in a wheelchair by the time you're 50 and this and that." And I I was so miserable. I was like, I'm too young to be feeling like this. At 38 years old is when they considered me disabled. And I, and then thinking, the doctor's telling me I'm going to be in a wheelchair by the time I'm 50. I kept thinking, oh my God, 12 more years, and I'm going to be being wheeled around. And here I am going to be 61 tomorrow, still not in a wheelchair, still dealing with the same pain, but going on in life. But I'll tell you what, when that pain is new to people, 30s, 40s, it's a hard pill to swallow, when you have to live like this for the rest of your life. It's hard. Very hard. I mean, just today, knowing that, I'm going to be out of a job because, um, the place that I work for is closing down. It's like I was thinking today because I was like, every day I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, blah, blah, blah. And I didn't do what I was going to do today. I did a little bit, but not as much as I wanted to. And I was like, you know what? I was thinking today because I was in so much pain with my back. And I was like, my back and hips. And I was like, you know what? I can't work anymore. I can't. I cannot keep pushing myself. I cannot do it. I have to figure out something else. I don't know, maybe a work from home or something. But I have been pushing myself really hard with this job, and it's because I love the job and I love the people that I work with. I loved who I worked for, but I can't keep doing it. I can't. I know I'm only 61, but the pain is just so bad. And, things like my kids, they have to suffer from it because when I'm working, then on my days off, I don't want to do anything because I'm so sore. My poor dog suffers because I don't want to take him for a walk. And I mean, even though, yeah, I'm making money, the happiness around me, it's gone. It's gone. And I can't keep doing it. I have to figure out something else. I don't know.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, yeah. Well, oh,
I don't know what I'm going to do,
I don't either.
but I mean, I know that I could do like Amazon deliveries and things like that. Like one of the girls I work with, she showed me the other day, she was like, it was a 4 hour turnaround. All right, just 4 hours. So you drive 2 hours to make the delivery, drop it off, come back 2 hours. $165. That's like what, 20 hours, 30 hours an hour, $30 an hour, $30 an hour for one day, If I did that just a few days a week, I'd be fine. Or, go and grab a order from Walmart, and go shopping for somebody 1 or 2 days out of the week. They pay good money. I mean, my daughter was telling me the other day, she said, Mom, she said, one of my friends, he does DoorDash and he does it 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. She goes, I know you can't do that. She said, but he makes $800 a week, you know? I mean, it just depends on what you want to do. But yeah, I just don't think I can be up walking around and lifting heavy shelves and
Well,
stuff.
and
I don't
see,
even know
yeah,
how.
that's the problem. Like with DoorDash just doing food, you're not going to get heavy stuff. You know what I mean?
Right,
But with
right. And I'm not even
Instacart, with
Pam, I'm not supposed to lift more than
yeah,
10 pounds.
well, see, there you go.
10.
And the problem is that, like with Instacart, you could end up getting, sent to Costco to pick up somebody's cases of water and, everything else. I mean, listen, I order my stuff um, because I can. You know what I mean? I order all my stuff and have it delivered. And believe it or not, at this point, for me, the 15, 20 feet from the car, from the back end of the car, walking in the house 10 times with bags or water or whatever, right? It's like, it's easier because it's at my front door. And you're going to reach that point, I can tell you that. But I order like the 24 bottles of water because I can actually lift that. And I just bring it. I mean, I get a hold of it out on my front door, and I get a hold of it and I bring it in, and just stepping up, and then I drop it. I drop it at the end of my couch, and I just leave it there until one of the kids comes by. Right? I mean, I just get it inside the door. That's it. But I couldn't. There's just. I mean, yeah, I could carry it from the car to the door. You know what I mean? But I mean, I just don't have that anymore. I just don't have it. And the older you get, the worse it gets. And, everything, yeah. So it's like one day they didn't have the 24 bottle pack and they brought me a 40, a 32, I think. Oh my God. I mean, it was TikTok time. Somebody should have been out there with a phone recording me trying to get this damn water in the house. I got a hold of, of the sleeve, right? And I dragged it like the 3 feet where they set it down. And I dragged it over and I lifted it up and got it up onto, the floor of the living room, and I drug it over to the end of the couch. I mean, literally, I could not lift it. I could not lift those bottles, and I was like, okay, that's it. I drug it out, and then one of the kids dropped by, and
Pam, I can't lift the 36. I can't.
oh,
I
so
can lift
heavy.
the 24,
Yeah, yeah, me
but
too.
it's like
Yeah,
it's like a 40-foot walk to my apartment from my
yeah,
drive. But
right,
once
exactly.
when I get to the door, I
Hmm.
drop it on my
Yeah,
front porch on the chair.
yeah.
And it's like I can sit there until I can come back for
I
it.
know exactly.
It's
Well,
like,
yeah,
and
exactly.
I'm only 61,
Yeah, yeah.
It's like,
I mean,
oh
up
my
until
God.
this year, I used to bring those boogers in, but I never bought the larger ones because there was no way I could carry the heavier ones. But I always got the 24s at the grocery store, got them in my cart. Okay, so this is basically why I've stopped shopping. Because I have to go to the store, right? And I have to go in the store. And unfortunately, I think it's not the greatest thing, but it's not the worst thing, right? But I have literally, I mean, when I'm in the parking lot and I've got to get it in the car, right now I got to get in, and I'll just kind of stand there and scan it's a horrible thing, scan the parking lot because, okay, well, I got it. I had to lift it and put it into the cart. The hard part is getting a hold of it and getting it over the cart and into the, because I have a,
Oh my God. You know what?
yeah,
Once it's in the cart, I can't get it out.
I
I
know.
can't. I mean,
I
I
know.
can, but it hurts. It
Yeah,
hurts.
but now you've got to get it out of the cart and into the car. And see, I have that.
Right.
I have this Durango, so it's a big SUV. I mean, it's as big as the Ram truck, and it's as high as a truck bed. Okay, in that back. So it's not like just getting a hold of it and dropping it on something. No, it's getting a hold of it and lifting it in. Okay, at that point. And I have, and I'm not ashamed. Don't shame me. I have seen a couple walking up the way, and I'll say, "Excuse me, um, could you, young man, whatever, could I borrow your husband, your boyfriend? Could I borrow him for a minute? Just to, I mean, I've done it with dog food and I've done it with the water just to get it into the damn truck, right? And then when I get home, it's like the mystery begins. Then I'm texting somebody, one of the kids.
It's funny. It's funny because my son, his baby, my granddaughter's mom, my
Mm-hmm.
son's ex. She likes to live by me. She like anywhere I
Yeah.
go, she'll move right by me. But it's so funny because I'll watch her. She'll every time like if she goes shopping with me or whatever, and I get two of those cases of water, she's like, no, mom, don't pick them up. I got them. She'll pick up two of those suckers and carry them to me her
I
like it's no
know.
big deal. And I'm like, oh my God, I always tell her,
I
I
know.
remember when I used to be able to do that, oh my God. She just laughs at me. I'm like, oh my God. I used to be a little badass Pam.
Well,
Now I'm
listen,
some
I know, but
weak old
listen, you know
shriveled
what?
lady.
Let me tell you, one day my son in law was here and I said, oh, you know what? My groceries are coming. Can you stick around for another 10 minutes? They say they're coming, And I said, because I got water. And he goes, yeah, sure. He went out to the car. It was an elderly couple. Can you imagine? It was an elderly couple. I don't know how they were going to get that water to my house. And so he went out and he took the water and then he told them, just put the rest of it on top of it. I got it. I got it. And they were like, oh, thank you. You're so sweet, young man. Thank you. Thank you. He goes, oh, it's okay. Yeah. Yeah. There he was carrying the bottles of water and all the rest of the groceries up on top. I was like laughing. But it was, I didn't even know how they were going to get that stuff to my door. I was like, oh no. But I think they got little carts. They got carts that they put this stuff in. Imagine. Oh my
Well,
Lord.
if I actually do deliveries, that's one thing though that the one girl I work with told me. She was like, you can look at, you know, the grocery list of everything they want you to get before you even accept it. I mean, you accept what you want to accept. You don't have to, you're not like, okay, you have to go get this. When it comes to like picking up or shopping for Walmart, you're just you look at what's available and you pick what you want to take. So that's a good thing because I mean if there's like cases and cases of water, I'll just be like, nope, somebody else can get that one, not
Yeah,
me.
yeah. But see, maybe okay. I'm not sure you want to do that. You know what I mean? Where you're doing the groceries. I think maybe DoorDash where you're just picking up a bag of food, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking lunch and dinner would be good for that.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
going to be someone like. I mean, I don't know how Kathy Barker does it. I'm not going to be out in the middle of the night.
Yeah,
Nope,
no.
nope,
Mm-mm.
nope, nope,
No,
nope,
no. You don't want to
nope.
be out after dark. No,
No,
absolutely not.
I'll do lunch and
Mm-mm.
dinner, and that'll be it. But well, I'm going to end. It was nice chatting with you. Hopefully, we can go live again tonight before my birthday and
Uh-huh.
get everybody in here.
Okay.
Joanne, Karen, and everyone.
Yeah.
If not, whatever, do it tomorrow.
Okay. All right.
But all right, you have a good night,
You too.
and I'll hopefully talk to you guys later.
All right.
Bye,
Bye.
bye, Rose. Bye.